Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Risen Esports Draft League Week 2. We have Defend the Faith double versus Double B's All Stars. How you been, Banana, since last time?
I'm doing great. Excited for the match tonight. I think it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I think we're going to have an absolute banger on our hands. Banana and I have already been chatting a little bit. So we're going to get you right into the predictions real quick before we get started in the game. We have contradicting picks the first week. Of course, everyone knows I won. My team won. I'm not going to rub it in, even though I'm going to rub it in all night. There you have it. I'm going Double B's All Stars 2-0, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know, Snail. Like you got me last week, but this week I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident in Defend the Faith this time. I think they're going to take it 2-0, but at the end of the day, one of us will be right and one will be wrong. So,
As everything is in the world, one of us will be right and one of us will be wrong. So I took a look at the standings from last week when these two teams played, and both of these two teams got a dub last week. So one of these teams is going to be walking away a little hurt that they're going to be 1-1 in the season, and the other team is going to advance to 2-0.
yeah, and it'll be exciting to see how the standings start to shape out now that the season's starting to get underway. I think I'm starting to see the some teams rise to the top, but while others start to um, I don't want to say flatten out, but unfortunately, like the standings they start to even out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before the show, you and I a little bit. Draft League, I think, is just so fun because you have people really trying their hardest. Maybe not super trying hard, but it's a competitive, organized league. So people are really trying to get their name out there. They're really trying to do the best they can. But then at the same time, it's a draft league. You didn't know these people 2 weeks ago, right? You looked through their OPs, you said, "Hey, I like this guy. I want this guy on my team." You organize some scrims, and then you put everyone together. So it's kind of a meme league, but everyone's trying at the same time. That's why I love draft league.
Yeah, likewise, there's nowhere else you get to see some crazy picks. Like we last stream, we got to start seeing a little bit of a Lulu bot lane. Fortunately, it ended in a remake, so we didn't get to see how that played out.
Oh,
But
so sad we did not get to see the ADC Lulu. I was really looking forward to that, but as we know, we had a remake. As we have gotten into the draft here, we see Nyla and Callista banned on the side of Defend the Faith, and Nocturne and Cassante banned on the side of Double B's All Stars. Again, my boys are going to take it today.
yeah, they are really looking to target, I think, some of the key champions for Defend the Faith with the Xin Zhao and the Cassante for sure. But I'm excited to see how Defend the Faith will just try to stick it to the Double B's All Stars.
Yeah, we can see half of the bands so far as jungle bands. So, jungle always such an important role. They really set the tempo of the game. They can dictate a lot of the game just through their sheer playmaking. As we see, what very will likely be a brand jungle here on the side of Defend the Faith. It's been so strong ever since he got that extra monster multiplier. And his ganks aren't the best. He's kind of a farming jungler, but he does take ghosts. So if that ghost is up, he can run you down in lane on a gank. But we all know full build brand. He's got to press R. He's going to do a lot of damage. So really have to. Oh, and we see a Smolder come out, Banana. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so Smolder's one of those champions that since release people have been playing and feeding a lot. And there's the normal league meme of, when a new champ is released, you don't want that champ on your team because you have like a 70% chance to lose when you're on the team or something. But that's okay. But Smolder's win rate has started to even out now as people have figured out how to play. And we're starting to see two main builds. One kind of a bruisery build with Trinity Force Shojin and then Leandries. And that's usually played in the solo lane, sometimes top, but a lot mid. I've seen it. Or there's the normal like full crit ADC Smolder, with Essence Reaver and Navori Quick Blades and all of that. So I'm excited to see where this Smolder will go and how Double B's All Stars will utilize it and play it.
As we see this beautiful draft coming alongside, we also have beautiful chatters in the chat. Keep that up all game. Love talking to people. As Calamari Desert is obviously fangirling copy pasta for the for feathers there. So we'll see how that turns out. We see the Braum and the Varus come out for the Defend the Faith in the bot lane. I really, really like Braum as a champion. A lot of people say he's kind of niche. He's only a good counter pick for melee champions. As we see, Vi is picked exactly after I said that. So not sure what the thinking is there, but we're gonna find out. He really can do a lot, and especially Varus. He's got a multiple builds. He can go the poke build, which is popular. He's also really good with lethality, which we all know is very good right now in League of Legends. So very good pickup from the side of Defend the Faith. I want to go back to that Smolder pick. He's kind of like a ADC Veigar, right? If the game goes long enough, he gets his stacks up. That Q, and when it transforms, it does have that execute on it, just like Asol. It seems like Riot had similar minds when designing Dragon champions to give him executes for some reason. Maybe throwback to the Elder Dragon, who knows? So I really like that pick there. As we see Urgot, we've been seeing Urgot a lot more than I thought we would see Urgot in a competitive scene.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised with Urgot, especially as like a blind pick, because I normally think of Urgot as one of those champions you want when they have a lot of melee champions or really close range champions, and Brand, Varus, and I mean, although they didn't see Gnar at the time, now throwing in Gnar, those aren't usually the kind of champions I normally think of when looking at an Urgot pick, but uh, this champ is a bit of a strange one because of how rare he is. So maybe they got the surprise factor there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it seems like the side of Defend the Faith here with these picks really want to get down dirty in the mud. They want to fight it out. They're ready to scrap in melee as well as Double B's All Stars. They've got the Vi. They've also got the Urgot. So I'll be interested to see what we have coming on the. Oh my! What is this?
Yeah, they're going all in on engage. And if Defend the Faith make one misstep, you're gonna have a Vi and Urgot, a Samira jumping on you, Smolder, a Blitzcrank hook. So they got to be really careful here.
Is Smolder going mid lane here?
I would think so. Uh, he is someone who's I've seen played a lot in the mid lane now, actually, and so that would be my guess.
Wow, I've actually not seen Smolder. I must be late to the party here. As far as the meta goes, I have not seen Smolder. So yeah, interesting to me, but apparently I'm behind the curve here. As we also see Trundle banned out, Ornn, Alawi, Jace, of course, after we see the draft. Yeah, I agree. Waigeki, spicy draft for sure. What do you think about how these two teams want to duke it out here?
Yeah, so for Defend the Faith, they're definitely looking, I think, to start the game off a little slow and just start to build up pressure in the side lane with Gnar, because I think Gnar is a really good pick into Urgot. So they have that advantage there. And then with the Brand pick, I really like it here because they are all on Double B All Stars. They're all shorter range champions, which Brand loves when you come into him like that. Uh, just because of how much damage, how much AOE he can do from that. So I think they're looking to just have a slow early game and pick up speed around the time for team fights. Whereas with Double B All Stars, I think they're looking to just start the game off fast, push tempo early, get a lot of early picks, with the Blitzcrank and Samira, snowball lanes, etc.
Yeah, I think I agree with that take. Calamari Desert, you're going to have a lot to answer to if Feathers does not smurf this game. If he doesn't come out on top, you're going to have some questions being asked of you, sir. Fangirling hard in the chat right now. We're going to see if Feathers can live up to the hype that he's already been hyped up here. I think if I were playing this game, man, I think I would like to be on the side of Defend the Faith, even though I called a 2-0 for my boys, the Double B's All Stars here. I think they're going to pull it out, but as a player, I think I would rather be on the side of Defend the Faith. I think there's, I don't know. I just have a question mark on the Smolder mid. I don't know if it's good or not. Like I said, I haven't seen it. Obviously, Vi is a very good jungler, very proactive, can be very effective with that point and click CC. There's no dodging it, there's no skill shot involved. You just press it, CC is done. So obviously, getting that flash in there as well. If she has flash up, obviously going to be a great ganking opportunity for her. Samira, such a frustrating champion to play against if you play against Samira. If you don't, if Braum doesn't save some of that stun in CC as well as Brand for Samira, after everyone burns their cooldowns, Samira's just going to come in and she's going to go right up C B A S plus. She's going to press R. And they're gonna have a hard time surviving if they've used all their cooldown. Of course, Braum has the shield, which is a great thing to be playing against Samira. But I think I would rather have the Defend the Faith draft here. But I think I can't go against my boys. I called it a 2-0. I gotta stand behind them.
Yeah, man, I was about to say you're kind of already abandoning your predictions that
I
you
will
started
never.
off.
Double B's All Stars. If you're watching this post game, pre game, if you're watching this, I got you. I never slide. I was right the first week. I'm gonna be right again here in week 2.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that if this was like a solo queue game, I'd almost rather be on Double B's All Stars just because of how volatile I think their team can be, just how quickly they can blow the game open with the Blitzcrank Samira, with the Vi pick. But for a competitive setting, I really like Defend the Faith, and so I think they've got this one in the bag.
Man, I hope I like the drama. I live for the drama. So I hope we go to a game 3. So that means my boys are gonna have to lose one game. I always go for the meme, the absolutely destroying the pick there, the 2-0, because I love the drama. I also love trash talking. So I had to go for that. But everyone loves drama. Everyone loves a 3-game series. We're starting to get into the season here. Like I said, both teams got a win here in the first week. So I'm going to be really interested to see which team kind of takes the initiative. Also, like we said, Defend the Faith doesn't, they want to kind of get things going as well as WB's All-Star. Smolder wants to get his stacks up. Samira wants to get a couple items first. So I'll be interested to see who, if anyone, gets an early game advantage if we're going to be skirmishing back and forth, or left and right, not both of them, or if it's going to be a kind of farm and scale up kind of game.
Yeah, I'll definitely be looking for that too because the Smolder pick, if he's allowed to just sit back, farm, scale up, and isn't really punished, then he can really become a force to be reckoned with. So Defend the Faith, while I do think they want to start the game off slow, just so that Blitzcrank Samir don't run away with it, they gotta make sure they put the pedal to the metal when it's time, so Smolder doesn't scale.
Yeah, and we haven't even really talked about the Blitzcrank, but we'll see that coming into the game. See if you can land those hooks. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to be on Summoner's Rift for week 2 of the Draft League. We'll see you in a second. All right, guys, welcome back. As promised, we are on Summoner's Rift here for this game. Very excited to see. As we see, you can always expect it with Braum. Might see a saucy level 1 as we're stacking this bush here.
Yeah, they're scared of the invade from Blitzcrank. Every Blitzcrank comp is a notorious level 1 invader, but looks like they're not going to go for it this go round.
Braum also known for the a good level 1 invade. That passive is one of the best in the game. Of course, you get 4 autos if he has that passive. Equals a stun. Very, very deadly as we see a 5-point coming out. It's actually going to be nothing in the early game. We had a Blitzcrank and a Braum. I was really hoping we had some sauce here. As we see the Gwen emote come out, really we had some sauce, but that's okay. We'll get some eventually, right?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed the Blitzcrank didn't go for like some cheeky random hook into that bush that right there at the top of the red buff pit, because so many people like to just sit in that bush randomly. So a little disappointing there. I don't think he'd have lost much, but everything just standard lanes, everything starting off quiet.
It's like I think it's a huge brain play, right? Because you know the Blitzcrank is coming, but then if you're on the side of Blitzcrank, you actually don't come, it's a double psych, it's a reverse psychology. But if you get 2 reverse psychologies in a row, it's just standard. It's just a standard psychology. It's nothing. So they cancel each other out. So huge play already.
Yeah, it's like the 5-head, 2 5-head plays make a just completely canceled each other out.
So
there.
my boys All-Stars are already in the mental game here. As we get just into the few minutes of the game, we see Bran doing a pretty standard clear. Urgot's got vision, so they know he started there on his blue buff.
Yep, just I guess Double B's All-Stars doing some nice scouting there, knowing exactly where Bran started, so they can track him pretty well and make sure that maybe he won't be able to get the kind of action that he'd be looking for and have successful ganks early.
For those in the chat, let us know what you think about the drafts here. Let us know what you think about our predictions. Of course, if you're going for Defend the Faith, I don't want to talk to you. All-Stars only, baby, on my side of the cast. Snail, gang up.
It's okay for those of you who are rooting for Defend the Faith. I got you guys here. You're welcome in my camp.
And we see Vi here, potentially going to steal the red buff. Vi goes in and does get the first blood on this Bren. Had no idea. A great play there from Solomon Khan. Way to get the first blood in the enemy jungle.
Wow, that was one of the most creative pathings and plays I have ever seen. Vi doing the red buff into Raptors into Gromp, then invading the brand at his red buff. It was so perfectly timed. Brain had no idea. What a creative play from Solomon.
And it's huge because Bran, of course, not a champion known for lots of health or skirmishing abilities until you get some items. So just like we said, 5-head on the side of All-Stars here as Bran is trying to get something back on Vi's chickens, but he's got nothing to farm.
Yeah, you can already tell this is going to be a great series if each team is making all these 5-head plays and predicting the other team's 5-head plays and all that. It's going to be a great series.
Yeah, we talked about these comps and the champions. 0 members in the banana camp. Snail gang over here. Let's go, Eels, I guess. But like I was saying, didn't really talk a lot about Gnar. If you are really good at controlling and really getting that Gnar bar up when you need it for an objective, for a Baron, for a team fight, it can be such a pivotal kind of tool while you're fighting if you're able to do that, right? If you're able to get the ulti down, get a stun, and Smolder's in troubles here as Defend the Faith is looking to get one back on the little baby dragon. Are they going to get it? One more auto from Syndra should do it, and Dissus, whatever, is going to answer back for side of Defend the Faith.
Yeah, that was it started looking a little bad with the Smolder bullying the brand a bit there, but then Paradis coming in clutch and helping them out, and they just punished the Smolder there. Is Smolder a notoriously weak early game champion, as is usually the case with champs that scale a lot, so nice punish.
Yeah, I mean, don't tell pun intended that he's a weak early champ. He was looking for some money. He was looking to bully people, even though he's a little baby dragon. Doesn't even have his mom yet. As actually, yeah, he's level 5. So, really good stuff from both sides here. Each side gets a kill. I love at the start of the series when we have new teams going against each other because it's really just they're kind of feeling each other out, right? They're kind of trading autos, seeing how each other play. We really haven't seen Eversick land a blitz hook yet. So they're kind of in the they're dancing right now, right? They kind of see what chances they can take.
Yep, it's a matter of sitting there and downloading enemy movement, if you will. I'm looking to see how Double B's. Oh, nice.
And as I say that, Eversick lands a hook here on Catman 25, able to get away, but that does something to your mental there. Takes a shower top, but not going to do anything. Samira gets a little low, but again, not going to lead to much as Vi is here in the jungle, going back to do her campy camps. And yeah, so now that we've kind of seen the comps a little bit, we kind of see how some of the players like to go. Would you like to revise your statement? Would you like to come over to the winning side, Venoman?
Nah. Defend the Faith are definitely the winning side. I can't come over to the winning side when I'm already here, Snail.
We do see the dragon come up here. Spawn, not really a lot of prio so far. You see trading going down in the top lane, and Feathers is able to get that kill on Margarine. Feathers living up to all the hype in the chat. Shout out Feathers. It's looking good for Double B's All-Stars here.
Yeah, right as I speak, you know, the Feathers is really intent on making me eat my words there, getting a really nice solo kill. This is, I think, is one of the beauties of just these lesser-known picks, like an Urgot, because you don't know all the lethal just points that the champ has. So it's so easy. You see so many more solo kills because of it.
And they're looking to punish the Smolder here again as he calls for his mommy to come over the top. Is he going to get one on the 1v2? It doesn't look like he's going to get one. Can Grant land the stun on the Smolder? But Vi is there. Solomon Khan comes over there and gets one. She's looking for two, and Vi with the double kill. Solomon Khan is unbelievable. No, at 8 minutes.
And things just went from bad to worse for Defend the Faith. Grant missed so many skill shots there that the Smolder is able to live. Really nice footwork by Pun and Den there. And the Vi coming in and just cleaning up. Really well played by...
Yeah, that's what you call trusting your laners right there. Like we said, a lot of these players don't have a lot of playing time together, but as we see Solomon Khan there, trusting pun intended to not go down, was able to queue over the wall, get the double, and I don't want to say it, but it's looking like a little bit of a jungle gap as we see something going on bot lane, gets the hook over. Is not able to get anything as Chains of Corruption goes down, and Eversick might be in trouble here. Catman's trying to get the passive proc, but Double B gills with the ultimate on the Samira. Grant is here hovering to see if anything happens. Almost goes down on this Varus, but is able to get away. Grant needs to be careful. He's on a ward here. It looks like it's going to come to nothing as each team is just going to go their separate ways.
Oh, Vi looking to come in, but nothing happens. They just walk away there. Wow, I don't know about you. That Blitzcrank hook looked illegal to me. That was a crazy angle there.
It really was.
Good.
And a lot of Blitzcrank users, Blitzcrank enjoyers loves this Blitzcrank skin. There was something, you know, back when it first came out where it was really hard to see the Q, but they fixed it. But, you know, it's still so deeply embedded. When you see Blitzcrank, you just kind of sigh and you go, come on. Why can't you pick another skin? As Blitzcrank is maybe getting in the head here. No kills going down in the bot lane, but a lot of action so far here at 9 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of just trading back and forth.
Yeah, we see the flash hook come down from Eversick, and he's going to pay for it as Double B is trying to get the ultimate down, but stunned up. And Hello gets the kill on Samira as maybe they got a little bit too aggressive here in the bot lane.
It started looking really bad, but then you had a really nice block from Catman. He took the hook, and they were a little too close to tower there. and just ended up going down, getting punished.
Yeah, really nice start here from Double B's All-Stars, but Defend the Faith showing that they have something to defend here, as they have got 3 kills of their own. Margarine's got Mega Gnar here, and he's going for the kill on Feathers. Feathers got to get away, misses the ultimate, goes wide there. No one's going to go down in top lane, but Feathers does not have TP to come back to this lane, so he might lose some plate. He might have it up soon. He might be able to get it right as he's coming out of the fountain. As we see Defend the Faith going for the Void Grubs. Red team is able to steal one Solomon Khan on this Vi. Really a menace so far. Picks up another kill, and Solomon Khan seems unstoppable.
Yeah, and this is one of those cases where I don't know if you've seen it, but so many people like to flip the game right around Void Grubs. Luckily for Defend the Faith, I think that's not a game-losing play, but man, I've seen so many times where the whole top side just gets 3-0'd because they tried to fight around the Void Grubs.
Man, and we already see the Sundered Sky coming out for Solomon Khan here on this Vi. She's up CS, she's up 4 kills. She's going to be a real menace. If you're Varus, if you're Syndra, if you're a Paradisus or Hello, you got it, and even Grant on this brand, right? You got to be careful. You have to be tracking Flash on Solomon Khan, because if you get Flash ultied, there is a very likely chance that you will go down. As we see the side of WB All-Stars get 4 grubs. They didn't get that threshold 5, so they're not going to be able to spawn those Void Mites when attacking a tower in any of the lanes.
Yep, and I do want to take a moment and talk about Smolder's build, because he went for the Liandry's Rush, which to me is a bit of a surprise. I normally don't see that on the Smolder until early on. It looks like we have some action going on.
Yeah, Change of Corruption goes out, lands on Eversay. He gets a hook back, but Solo Khan is here on the Vi, and you know she's going to clean up Banana Man. Double B tries to get something going with the ultimate. Not going to happen as she goes down. Grandis is trying to get something on this Coleman. Will they be able to get the 400 gold shutdown as we see the Smolder ultimate come over the top? Paradisus has got to be in trouble because pun intended is here, and he's looking for some kills as we pan on top side. That threw me off. We have so much action going down, and then we just go back to trading on the top lane. But it worked out because nothing else happened. We saw all the action there was to.
Yeah, I'm surprised that ended up only being a 1-for-1 there, because it looked like Catman was going to go down there. And we have some more action going on here in top lane.
Yeah, we see Feathers get aggressive, but Margarine's got Super Gnar, so needs to be very careful as Feathers has to burn the flash to get back to his tower. And even though Feathers is up a kill, look at the CS, Banana Man. Margarine is up 50 CS on this Urgot while down a kill. That just goes to show you the power of Gnar if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and this is what I was trying to highlight, I think, a little bit. Oh, we have a gank here, but pun intended will just flash right on out. But what I was trying to say before, we have some more action going on here.
Yeah, Feathers looking to get aggressive on the Gnar. Gotta be careful because Gnar is getting that Gnar bar up. Gnar has to flash. Margarine is with no flash, and Feathers does land the ultimate, gets another kill on the Gnar, and that's something for his troubles. But Margarine does have TP in 30 seconds. Will likely just be able to TP back to lane as we see Double B's All-Stars getting the second dragon of the game. They weren't able to pick the first one up, but Grant is here. He's looking for a kill on Feathers, likely gonna find it, and Grant gets a nice shutdown on the Sorgot.
Yeah, really nice pickup there, I think, by the brand to go up to top lane and get a shutdown. And the interesting thing about this is, even though the Urgot is up 2 kills, he's still down about 300 gold because of how much gold you get from CS. Oh, we have some action going on
Solomon
here now.
Khan getting very aggressive on Grant as we see the pun intended ultimate coming over the top. Everyone's going to get out, but Grant almost goes down again. Has already got 2 deaths on this brand. But yeah, I think we caster cursed Margarine a little bit, talking about how well he was doing. Ended up going down again, but he is still up CS and gold here in the top lane. So Margarine's still very much in this game. Always a menace with the Mega Gnar as we've seen so far. But I'm really interested to see here at 15 minutes, there's only a 500 gold lead for the side of All-Stars, right? They have 2 more kills. They have 5-0 on this Vi, but you know, they're farming very well. Brandon is down quite a bit of farm here on the Vi, but he's really the only right? Nar's up on farm. Syndra's right there with Smolder. Varus is down a wave. So everyone's still farming very well, keeping the gold.
Yeah, and honestly, I think to Defend the Faith's credit, they're trying to slow down the snowball from the Vi here. He's already 5-0, and really just looking to take over the game, but she hasn't gotten a whole lot done recently, outside of stealing some camps, maybe forcing some summoners here. But I mean, she did just take the Rift Herald as I speak.
Yeah, that's right. All-Stars get the Herald. Defend the Faith really want to have nothing to do with that. They know they cannot beat Vite right now in a fight. As Eversick is looking to get aggressive. Is it going to work out for him? The Braum ultimate comes out. Double beat, burns the flash. Gets the ulti off, but gets stunned in the end. Is Hello going to go down? He is not, and that's a 2-0 for the side of Defend the Faith in the bot lane, as we have the Rift Herald going down for the side of Double B's All-Stars. We're back and forth here, as Grant is likely going to die again. Smolder picks up his first kill of the game, but they're looking for more. Paradisus is in trouble. Surely going to go down under his own tower, as the Rift Herald gets another charge, and Marjorie is looking to run down, pun intended, with Gnar passive. Gets Mega Gnar and is able to pick up an easy one on Baby Dragon.
Yeah, that was a nice roam by Gnar there to at least salvage the play and take out pun intend. But that Vi is just starting to run over the map, giving 2 kills over to the Smolder. I think that'll really help him get online, plus taking the mid tower. And they lose top tower from that play as well, so I don't know, Double B's All-Stars really starting to run the map.
Yeah, even though they did suffer that double kill there in the bottom lane to the hands of Hello and Catman25, the rest of the team said, hey, I got your back, don't worry. Bot lane doesn't matter this game. Jungle's huge, mid has a few kills, you guys just do your thing. We'll take care of everything else. As we do see the on-hit, of course, for Varus. He's got the Blade of the Rune King going down, and it's looking bad. It's gone from bad to worse for the side of this bot lane. Double B tries to get something back. Not going to happen as Grant gets another one. And I'm afraid that the bot lane here for the side of Double B's All-Stars is going to be the Achilles heel for this team.
Yeah, we're starting to see the Varus really go online here. Looks like it's going to be an on-hit Varus with the Blade of the Rune King into what I imagine would be Gunsu's there for second item. But yeah, they're really looking to start picking up the steam like right and play around their bot line, which I think is the right thing to do for Defend the Faith. It really target the weakness currently in Double B's All-Stars and really shore up their strong players.
Yeah, and I mean, if we think about what happened at the beginning of the game, right? By getting those 2 kills, getting that early advantage, Urgot getting a couple kills, even though he's still down on farm, about 30 farm there. Bran, really not a great start. He got killed on his own red buff. Bran's now got 4 kills, right? If we take a look at the gold here, I mean, he's still down 900 gold. Let's not kid ourselves. It's 5-0. But anytime you can get gold and get money on a brand to get those items, to be that really team fight monster, that's going to be great for you, right? Varus picks up a couple kills, is getting some gold on him, is able to get items on Varus as well. So, I mean, they're not out of this game at all, as we see action coming through. Paradisus is going to pick up another one on Eversick, and it's going to be a 1-for-0 trade. And that might be the drag, as we see some pings coming down in bot lane, but Double B's All-Stars look like they want to stick around and fight this, even though they have lost their Blitzcrank. Is it going to work out for them, Banana Man? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this works because Defend the Faith's health bars are kind of...
They're doing the
they're
dance.
low.
Vi goes in. Solomon Khan gets a huge ulti on Hello. Hello is going to go down. Double B back line is to get the ult off as Defend the Faith seems like they're cracking at the seams. Feather's trying to get another on Grant. Grant seems like he's the only one able to get out alive as 4 members on the side of Defend the Faith go down trying to defend this dragon on a 5v4 fight. On a 5v4, Banana Man.
Yeah, the Smolder damage right there at the start when they engaged onto the Blitzcrank turned out to be quite significant because they chunked almost the entire team down to about half HP, if not lower. And while we saw the Gnar blow his ultimate along with the Braum to kill the Blitzcrank, so that they're down 2 ultimates, and I don't know, that turned out to be enough for Double B's All-Stars to take the fight.
Yeah, Menzano saying in the chat, Catman is him, and Braum really making a huge difference in this game. Is 1-1-8 compared to 0-4-1 on the side of Blitzcrank. Yeah, like I was saying before, that dragon fight kind of erupted there. Defend the Faith, they're not out of this game, right? They're down about 1,000 gold. They've got money on the brand. Gnar is still up 40 CS. Let's check the gold. He's up a little bit of gold on this Urgot, even though Urgot has 4 kills, right? That's the power of farming. That's the power of getting good CS. Even if you go down 3 deaths, you're still on par with your laner who has 4 kills. So very good as, and we didn't even talk about they were able to kill the Vi and get that shutdown. So lots of good stuff coming from Defend the Faith. And I think it's going to be there, even though they're kind of losing right now, I think they have a really good chance to turn this around.
Yeah, because the gold lead is not really that significant, but as I speak, the Gnar just gets picked off.
We did it again. We just need to stop saying Margarine's name. Every time we say how good the Gnar is doing, even down kills, he just dies. So Margarine, I'm sorry, partner. We're not going to talk about you anymore for the cast, and you can do well. So we apologize for that. Yeah, but so I do think it is Double B's game to lose, right? I do think they have the power to win the game. I think they have the tools with the scaling Smolder, with all the power they have in the Vi. But like I said, I think Defend the Faith is still certainly in it. So we do see 3 dragons. They've been so much fighting. We haven't really had a chance to talk about the dragon stacking here on the side of Double B's, but they've got 3 dragons.
Yeah, and also talking a little bit more about the dragon stacking, Smolder is at about 150, currently 159 stacks. Starting to come in close to the 225 when you get the Elder Dragon Burn execute for Smolder's Q.
Yeah,
so,
and if we can toggle the vision for just a second, that's also something. It really can just show you the really dominance that the All-Stars have on the map right now. We've got, wards littering the river here. Only a couple on the side here of Defend the Faith. So I think they are starting to lose traction, and they are going to need some. I mean, they're tied in gold, right? But I think the momentum, the map control is definitely in favor of.
Yeah, and Blitzcrank comp does start to get dangerous when you start to lose control of the map, because he can be sitting in any bush ready to just hook you into his entire team. Or, at this point, he can just hook you into the Vi and you're probably dead. Unless you have the entire team to follow up on that. So it is looking a little grim, but not an insurmountable lead, I don't think, for Defend the Faith.
Kiki saying in the chat, 159 at 22 is hella behind. Yeah, so on Smolder, really, the number that you want to shoot for is 250 stacks at 20 minutes, right? That's kind of a hard-ish kind of mark to hit, but that's where you want to be. Anything other than that, and you're a little behind, so 159 at 22 is really not great stacking on Smolder, but he will do his best to get those stacks up as the game goes along. We also see Mendia saying Malignance on Blitzcrank feels criminal. I'm going to have to agree. And he has Zaza's Realm Spike as well, so not a lot of utility coming from the side of Blitzcrank. That's what I love about Draft. You're never going to see Malignance, Zaza's Realm Spike, Blitzcrank in any other game, as he has to going to go down again. You're never going to see it in any other competitive setting.
Yeah, I just noticed the Blitzcrank's build. I was wondering why he's so squishy, but now it all makes sense, Snail. He went for this Malignance, like full AP. I don't quite want to say one-shot build, because I'm not sure if Malignance is quite the one-shot that you're looking for, but yeah, it looks like we have them starting the Baron, though.
Yeah, Double B's also being very confident. They're just looking to start this Baron, and anyone who comes to stop him, they're going to kill him. As we see the engage come in, we see ultimates coming down, Chains of Corruption. As we have pun intended ulti coming over the top, Feathers does go on a rampage against Gnar. As we see Samira popped off, she's finally got a couple kills under that, and she's looking for more. Hello is in trouble. Is he going to go down? Hello is able to get one before he goes down to Solomon Khan, and that is a great 5-2 fight on the side of All-Stars.
Wow, I didn't get to see what happened to Brand's ultimate, because I was expecting the Brand ult to just completely wipe out that Vi and Urgot, but it might have gotten spell shielded, or wind walled rather, by the Samira E. But yeah, really well played. They wow, the Double B's All-Stars are looking to take this game definitively here.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. Just like you said, I think Samira did end up getting that win wall, which is funny. We just call it that because of Yasuo, but that's not what it's called. Can't remember the name of it, but I think it was able to block that Brand ultimate from traveling to the rest of the teammates. Menya saying Samira's broken AP Blitz getting one shot. What a shocker. Holy smolder damage. Yeah, so Blitz on the side of Double B All-Stars, I feel like they're really starting to come into their own despite this Blitzcrank seeming like he's trolling the whole team with his AP build. He's 0-5. The rest of the team saying, hey man, just keep buying AP items, we'll win. It's going to be fine.
You know, it might be one of those five-head galaxy brain plays to just destroy the enemy team's confidence. Because if you're building like that and you can win with it, man, what does that say? What hope do you have then?
Eversick thought he queued up for a game of ARAM here. Didn't realize he was playing Draft League, but it's okay. He's just going to keep going for it. He's committed now. As we see the gold lead here at 26 minutes. A couple thousand in the favor of All-Stars as Margarine is going to get caught out. That Vi, what an incredible ultimate that was. So follow him over the wall. Margarine is going to go down. Feels very bad because Margarine was really doing a lot in this game to stay in it, but really kind of feel like he was let down by his team here.
Oh, what a hook from Blitzcrank.
Oh my gosh. As we see a fight, you know, is well underway here. Hello is trying to get some autos down. Smolder ultimate going over the top. They're likely going to have to disengage, but they're likely going to die before that. Paradises is going to go down to Feathers as he picks up his seventh kill of the game. Eversix is going to go down as he gets his sixth death of the game. And it seems like a tale of two lanes here at 27 minutes. And I thought that was going to be Baron, but everyone's just going to disengage and go their separate ways here.
Yeah, I'm surprised Defend the Faith were able to hold it together there and at least deter Double B's All-Stars from the Baron, because I would have thought that Double B's All-Stars would have just run over the fight, but apparently not quite, especially even though they had managed to pick off the Gnar right there at the start.
Yeah, and they do, like I said, there's been so much action here that we didn't even realize that All-Stars did get the fourth Baron of the game, so they do have the Dragon Soul here. Yeah, and they're up a couple thousand as we see Margarine just trying to get some farm here on the Gnar. What do you think that Defend the Faith need to do to get back in this game?
Right now, I think the big thing is to look to collect those shutdowns. The one on the Samir, especially on Samir and Smolder right now, a 300 and 500 gold shutdown respectively. I think that that's a big way back in, because when you're behind, you usually want to start looking for shutdowns and then contesting them around Baron with the reduced resistances that Baron gives after Double B's All-Stars have started to take the Baron.
Interesting take. My answer was gonna be nothing. Just kidding. As a support player, and if I'm Braum in this game, I gotta be talking to my team like, hey man, you know, we're doing great in bot lane. I don't know what you guys are doing, but you guys need to pick it up.
Yep, just the classic moment of telling your solo laners to stop feeding.
Play safe under tower, don't die. So here, we're approaching 30 minutes. I'm really looking for Smolder to kind of take over the game. We do see a lot of bruiser items that Vi has is, you know, really itemizing against magic damage on the side, as we do see the Faith is taking tier 2 kind of for free here, as they just 5-manning down mid, ARAM style.
Yeah, I'm really surprised they were able to get that done, because they just brute force took mid tier 2 like that. Looks like right there, Double B's All-Stars were caught snapping a little bit.
Yeah, they were kind of all over the map trying to get some farm. Didn't realize they were just ARAMing. As we see Solokhan comes in with the ultimate. Ultimate comes over the top from Smolder, as we see though Urgot gets another kill that brings him to 8. Catman25 is looking to stay alive, gets flipped. He ends up staying alive. Eversick is looking to do something, but AP Blitz is not going to do much here. And Defend the Faith is looking like they're trying to get back in this game, but man, they're trying to run down, but they're not going to do anything. And that might be Baron for the side of Defend the Faith.
Yeah, it is hard to take Baron here because Vi is still alive and Defend the Faith do not have a jungler, so there is no smite. But that was, I thought, really well played. One of the key things I've been looking for Catman to do is with his Braum Shield to block the Smolder ultimate, and he managed to get that done this go around. But I really like what Defend the Faith are doing here with the
Oh,
Gnar.
they might flip the Baron. They might flip it. Vi's looking to steal it. Solomon Khan's here. What's gonna happen? I'm scared. Varus, it does end up getting it as Solomon Khan goes over the pay for Hubris. He tries to steal the dragon, ends up dying instead. And wow, what a comeback from Defend the Faith. They're staying in this game. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I was holding my hair, about ready to rip it out just in anticipation of what was about to happen. Like, will Vi steal Baron or won't she? Like, what's gonna happen here? Who's gonna get it? And Defend the Faith played that really well with Gnar able to zone the Vi for just long enough for the Varus, Braum, and Syndra to take it down. And it dropped down to 73 HP when the Vi joined and enter the pit there, but
They're
wasn't
looking
quite able
for
to.
Elder now. They see Smolder in top lane. He does have TP. Is going to end up going to base, but they're just giving this Elder free Banana Man. What is happening to All Stars?
Yeah, it's that initial engage there, and the Braum blocking the Smolder ult to prevent a lot of the damage kept, I think, Defend the Faith in the game here, and now with Vi dying while trying to steal the Baron, that really messed with their tempo since Elder was spawning, and now they're just walking down mid lane.
Oh, and the siege they have is incredible with Syndra and Varus able to just take these towers so fast, especially with Baron buff. And we see the ultimate come over the top from Smolder. Not going to do anything as Catman 25 it is able to shield it again, just like you said. Really on point with those shields so far. And man, it's looking bad for the side of Double B's All-Stars here. But they got to get it together, right? They got to say, hey guys, we're down about 5K gold. You know, we were up a lot. Vi got a huge lead. Urgot got a bunch of kills, even though he's still down 50 CS at this point. It seems like it's never going to change. He's going to start next game down 50 CS. AP Blitz, you know, not doing great. But yeah, they were up. I feel like they really need to get it together here.
Yeah, they need to start pulling things together, start looking to regroup and just really problem solve like how they're gonna approach team fights, because before they just sort of been brute forcing into Defend the Faith, and it's been working, but lately they haven't had as much luck there anymore.
Yeah, it seems like even though they have Smolder on their side, it seems like they're just getting outscaled, right? Varus has got 8 kills. He's got a bunch of gold on him. Bran is starting to get a lot of items. Got that Zonius completed, such an important item from him. Syndra is starting to get those stacks up as well. As we see the execute bar on margin pop up there. So not out of play. It's starting to become a factor here as like a mini Elder buff here. As the ulti comes down, not going to do a lot. They're going to lose their turret. They're in trouble here.
Yeah, and the Smolder did manage to get to his 225 stacks mark, but he's only at 250, which I think is a really low number for 33 minutes in the game.
Yeah, Manya saying in the chat, Gnar and Blitz playing their own game. Cheon's Golem saying, someone please save my top laner. Not sure. He's got to be talking about Gnar. Or maybe if he's a CS enjoyer, talking about the Feathers, you know. We saw some big love for Feathers earlier in the game. But we do have Baron spawning in 2.5 minutes. And we do have another Elder Dragon spawning at 3 minutes. So I'm looking for these teams to farm what they can, you know, do the vision game back and forth, get some vision down, because if you die, if you get picked, if anyone on the team, if you get picked before one of these objectives, you are throwing the game. I know Blitz is 0-7. I know Gnar is 1-6. But if you die before Elder or Baron, you throwing the game. You're losing for your team.
Yeah, and it starts to get a little difficult now for Double B's All-Stars, I think, because of how much control they lost of the map just by losing the mid inhibitor. It allows, I think, Defend the Faith to really just go in whichever jungle they want and look for some picks, set up vision, and really start prepping the.
Oh, and they're trying to get something on, pun intended here. They're trying to look for a cheeky pick. He doesn't know they're there. Not like this, Banana Man. He's got to get away. He does got to burn the flash. Going to be a very important cooldown. Oh, no, he's going to die anyway. Pun intent, get out of there. Not like this. Not like this. Don't burn. No, he died, Banana Man. Pun intent, just like we said, died before. The huge objectives were coming on the map. They know they were there. Got to be more careful.
Yep. Man, I'm telling you, Snail, Defend the Faith really have something to defend and fight for. Their backs were up against the wall, but they're looking to make a comeback here and siege this tier 2 tower.
You see the Gnar bar is coming up just as he gets hooked, but the tower is still there, so they need to be careful about what they're doing here. They are taking aggro, but look at the brand damage, Banana Man. Look at it burn everyone, and they don't care. They're still going as Evershake gets stunned. He's likely going to die to Gnar here as Marjoram burns a flash to get that Blitzcrank to put him at 0-8. Seems like he's just straight up trolling the game as they're going to push on the top lane, and they don't even care about the objectives. They're going for the base here.
Yeah, they have some long or decently long respawn timers with the Blitzcrank, although the Smolder is about to spawn, and I think Defend the Faith might run into some issues here if they don't back out and Smolder's able to spawn. But looks like they're going for the triple inhib.
They are going for the triple inhib. They're looking to just get what they can and get out of town. We do have Elder coming up in a minute as we see pings coming down. And I think if you're on the side of Defend the Faith, you're feeling very good about this game at this point. You're up 8,000 gold, even though you were down. Kills are even, right? So that means you've been getting good shutdowns, as we see no shutdown on the side of WB's All-Stars. They've been dying when they shouldn't have been dying. Smolder not doing well on stacking his stacks. I'm trying to find another word for stacks. I don't know why. It really means that Defend the Faith is really... What I love about League of Legends is that when you kill someone, you're able to off of that. Sometimes it's about the gold, it's about the shutdown. What can you do when that person is off the map? That's what League of Legends is always about. And it seems like Defend the Faith have done that better. They've gotten the kills, and then they've gotten objectives. They've gotten towers on top of that.
Yeah, and with Elder spawning here in about 8 seconds, and it looks like Defend the Faith are already here, and because they took those inhibs, they don't even need to worry about side lanes. Oh, what a hook.
Gosh, Paradisus gets hooked over the wall, and they lose Syndra for this Elder fight. Surely they cannot win this 5-on-4 this late in the game. As we see Gnar just going down mid lane. Folks, this is why you need mid lane prio before you do anything this late in the game, because Gnar just shoved that wave in, and now they have one coming, while Smolder has to stay in mid lane and farm CS. So it's really going to be a 4-on-4 fight here as Gnar is in the mid lane. Hello does get another kill and brings him to 0-9. Solomon Khan might be in trouble here as Catman's looking to get the passive off. Is able to Q over the wall, but who's going to get the Baron? Who's gonna get it? It goes over to Grant on the side of the Defend, and the fight breaks out after. Smolder ultimate comes over the top. Zonius is going to be burned by Grant as they keep going. Pun intended, dies. Elder is massacring this team, and that is huge for the side of Defend the Faith. All 5 members of the All-Stars are going to die, and that is probably going to be the game here.
Yeah, I don't know how Defend the Faith aren't able to end here with that wave in the top lane, with the wave in the bot lane, and the respawn timers as long as they are. Really nice comeback by them, because things were looking dire for a bit there.
They were looking grim, but wow, what a comeback. And really, I have to attribute this game to one thing on the side of Defend the Faith. Of course, they were down. The brand, he got invaded within a couple minutes on his blue buff, but they stayed in the game. Really proud of them. Man, what an absolute banger of a game. And like I said, I have one thing to attribute this game to. Read them and weep.
Bot gap.
Bot gap, baby. Always keep a notepad on hand. You can't read it because it's reversed, but it says bot gap.
Yeah, there's so many times when it's always, every single game seems to come down to which gap will be bigger, the top gap or the bot gap, and this game, it was the bot gap. They did come out on top, Defend the Faith, successfully defending the Faith in this first game, and we'll see how it breaks up here in the series.
Oh man, I'm still rocking with my boys, right? Double B's All-Stars, they threw the first one, all right? AP Blitzcrank, they know. They were going for the memes. They say, hey guys, let's lose the first one, and then let's come back, reverse sweep 2-0. I'm here for it. I love the memes, love the trash talk. Let's see if it pays out. I know it's going to. The AP Blitz wasn't huge, right? But if they pay, oh, they can't pay Blitz again. As we haven't said yet, to be a half fearless draft here. So for the next game, whatever champs were selected this game, the teams cannot play that same champion, but the other teams can.
Yep, and yeah, it looked like maybe Double B's All Stars got a little too lost in the sauce there with that Blitzcrank pick. Going full AP, I don't think the pick was the problem. Maybe a different build
Oof.
might have helped a little bit, but
Oof.
we'll see if they can bounce back next game.
Yeah, I'm looking for my boys to bounce back. Defend the faith. If you're watching this, well done. Very good comeback from them. They really played textbook. If you're watching this game, that was how you play from behind. You know, your jungler got invaded early, lost his life there to first blood. But the bot lane really from the side of Defend the Faith really kept them in the game, as well as Nar. You know, as we said multiple times game, he was 50 CS basically the whole game. So even though Urgot had 4 kills on him, it was the same gold. So really, that's fundamental League of Legends. You get your CS. Your CS is your main income of money. And on top of that is gravy. So really great fundamentals from the side of Defend the Faith.
Yeah, and just briefly, Swifty Zeus, Banana, what was your favorite play? I gotta say, I really liked that first play that Defend the Faith made to initiate the comeback when they successfully fended off an engage right around Baron Pit in the top side, red side jungle, and were able to pick off 3 of their team, only losing the brand. I think that was my favorite play because that's when you really got to see, I think, Defend the Faith's team comp come together and work as a cohesive unit and really show how strong their team comp is against the full dive, full engage comp of Double B's All Stars. So,
Zeus, also for those of you who joined the stream late, I have Double B's All Stars taking it 2-0. Obviously, my prediction is not going to come to fruition here as they lost, but I'm going to switch that on the fly 2-1. I'm calling for reverse sweeping game 3, as we saw. Like we said, we keep saying it can't be overstated. Great comeback from Defend the Faith here in the second week. You know, this is why we love Draft League, right? We have huge comebacks. We have AP Blitzcrank. We have Smolder mid lane. I love Draft League.
yeah, it's the best because this is where you get to see the Urgots. This is where you get to see the AP Blitzcranks. This is where you get to see the Lulu ADCs. Nowhere else do you ever get to see these fun picks that are really out of the ordinary, and throw a wrench kind of and function as a surprise factor because you never know how much damage an AP or on hit Lulu's gonna do or an AP Blitzcrank because you never see it.
I mean, you see it in ARAM, of course, but the changes and buffs and nerfs
Doesn't
are
count.
so much different in ARAM. Not anything like some Drift. Obviously, the Blitz is kind of the talk of the town here in game 1. You know, he had some great hooks, but I mean, in a competitive setting, you can't go Blitzcrank, not the AP Blitzcrank. You just can't do it, Banana.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm telling you, Defend the Faith. They're gonna 2-0, baby. They got this in the bag.
I'm not seeing it. All Stars looking like second stringers in the first game, but they're going to come back and they're going to throw their participation trophies in the trash. They're looking to clear their name. They're looking to live up to their name in game 2. Really excited to see what we have. I think we're going to see no memes. I think we're going to see rather fundamental picks. I think they're going to go super meta in the second game, and I think they're going to take it home big.
Oh, we'll see who's right and who is not, I suppose. I think it's tough to come back after a loss like that.
We are going to find out when we come back. We are going to have the drafts to the second game. So stick with us, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back here to game two of the series. Here we have the Double B's All Stars going against the Defend the Faith. Defend the Faith did win game one. Nice comeback from them. They didn't have a great early game, but they did bring it back. So as you see, the champion below here team cannot pick. We do not have a icon. So imagine him right beside Blitzcrank. Each of these. So obviously we see Bran, Braum, Varus, Syndra banned for the side of In the Faith, and Smolder Blitzcrank Vi or V, however you want to say it. I say Vi. If you correct me, I'll continue in my ignorance. Urgot and Samira banned for the side of We All Stars.
Yeah, just for the record, I am almost certain it is Vi. That is what they said in Arcane. And
That's what I
Vi
say.
calls herself.
That's
So
what I say. But
I
people,
think you're pretty safe.
I have been corrected by probably 5 or 10 people that's like, it's V, man. Her name's V. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Do they say violent for violent or vice for vice?
You know, that
Or
would assume that they are thinking of that they have thoughts and they have a brain. Not something that you can always count on. And so, who knows?
yeah, I don't know, but really excited to see what we have going here into game two. Um, and just as a reminder to everyone, since I think Snail mentioned this already, but the teams are not allowed to pick the champions they picked in the previous games, but they can pick champions that the other team picked. So Double B's All Stars can pick Brand, Braum, Varus, Gnar, Syndra, but just not the Smolder, the Blitzcrank, the Vi, the Urgot, the Samira, and vice versa.
Maybe we're gonna see a swap this game. Maybe Defend the Faith is gonna do something saucy. Maybe we're gonna see a Yumi mid. uh, or something like that, and maybe All Stars, they play super meta, super try hard. As we are getting into the draft here, we see really the same. Is it going to be the same? It's the same exact 6 bans from each side. First game, obviously, they have studied each other's OP.GGs. They do not want these people to have these champs. Like I said, the same exact bans from game one.
Oh no, we have the Smolder first pick. Let's see if
Oh
this
my
champion can get a win.
God. Banana Man, this is a BM of the highest order. They said, you did not play that well. Let me show you how to do it. If they go mid with this Smolder, I'm gonna lose my marbles. This is why I love Draft League, right? The trash talk. We also have a Discord where the players can trash talk each other. It's crazy here. If they're able to mid diff with the Smolder, the pick that they just have, I can't believe they did.
Yeah, and they respond. It looks like with the Kaisa there, which I think Kaisa's not the strongest right now either. With some of the item changes, it's harder for her to. She can't just build the Nashor's Tooth and get the instant 100 AP there.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, they're gonna throw down the gauntlet, try and match the Smolder with the Kaisa, who even though there isn't that AP evolution for her W from Nash's Tooth, I still think she can be a menace to deal with in the late game.
I'll tell you what, if Eversec goes AP Nautilus, I'm gonna report him myself. I'm gonna log into my league client and I'm gonna type in Eversec. I'm gonna type in his name and I'm gonna report him. If he
Yeah,
goes AP Nautilus.
at that point, that's when you check his PayPal or someone check his PC. Guys, there's something going on there that's a bit off.
Yeah, it seems like they have got their wits about them. They are trying to win this game now. They're not just playing for the walls. I think they like me. They just like the drama. They want the 3-0. Um, really saw the hook blitz from game one and say, give him that Nautilus. Beautiful. As we see the Rakan come out for the side of Defend the Faith and the Briar. Briar really can be such an oppressive pick. If you get ahead and you're really good at landing those global ultis, man, the healing on that champion is like, oh, it's so frustrating to play against.
Oh, and the Hui pick. I love Hui right now. He's such a strong, such an oppressive pick here. I think a really good champion for the Double B's All Stars to pick up here and look to exert a lot of pressure there in the mid lane.
Yeah, his new champion status is kind of wore off a bit, but his pick his pick rate has kind of stayed the same, right? So people really playing Hui, liking Hui, they're saying, hey, stick with this guy. I'm going to go through what I need to go through to learn him. As we see Azir and Alawi being banned. Alawi, of course, these are the same exact bans from the side of Defend the Faith. As we see each team staying on the same side they were last game. And we're waiting for those couple more picks to come in. Nautilus and Kai'Sa, such a classic bottom lane pairing, right? You really can get a lot of stuff. Nautilus, of course, is CC for the whole team. Really looking forward to him building your tank. Ever sick? Your tank this game. As we see Ornn and Trundle being banned as well.
Yeah, and just I see Calamari Desert out there. You know, bro, Devious really saw the hook Blitzcrank from game one and went, "Give me that Nautilus." I mean, to be fair, Eversick did land some really nice hooks, so I'm excited to see what he could do with Nautilus. But I do not want to see an AP Nautilus myself. Please build a tank. Please don't.
As we see Jax being locked in, Udi being hovered. Jax, of course, can go jungle or top lane. So they're looking to wait for that last pick to see where they're going to put that Jax. Kind of a flex pick there as we see Udyr. Kind of same story with Udyr. Top lane across all leagues. Of course, he's traditionally a jungler. So kind of same story there. As last pick going to come out, is it going to be the Corki in a really good spot right now? Kind of the classic thing you see everywhere in pro, Corki versus Azir. So Corki in a really great spot with these changes. Really likes Malignants on that package. So really excited to see how Paradisus, man, we gotta change the name, brother. How Paradisus is gonna pilot this Corki.
Yeah, and Corki did take a slight hit to itemization because there used to be this really cool interaction between Eclipse and Malignance, where if Corki landed a rocket, the rocket damage and the Malignance damage would proc Eclipse. So Corki was dealing an insane amount of damage in just a short time, just from landing one rocket. But Riot have since, on this most recent patch, patched that out, so that doesn't happen anymore. Thankfully, that champ is so oppressive. But I think a lot of people still agree that you still do the same build on Quirky. It's just not quite as strong, but this champ still is so oppressive, especially in the later stages of the game.
Yeah, we see Dr. Mundo come in from the side of WBS All Stars. Kind of a lot of people say Dr. Mundo is kind of a early or not early, kind of a good beginner champ. If you let him get to rank 3 on that ultimate before you punish him, it can be very punishing towards you. So much healing on the R. And we really need to talk about the Rakan on the side of Defend the Faith. Rakan is such a good engage option, right? You have flash, quickness, such a good tool. You have battle dance to really get in there and then eat away to another teammate. If you have a person that is good in Rakan, if the support on the side of Catman did very well in the Braum, was really a support div throughout the game. If Catman 25 can find, if he's really good at Catan and can find those engages, it can change the whole landscape of the game. He kind of won the game around him because he has such a good engage. If you charm everyone, it's so hard to win a team fight.
Yeah, and especially with how immobile a champ like Hui is, that could be a real point of weakness for WB's All Stars. But Kaisa is one of those more, I guess, mobile champions, especially in the later stages of the game. Once she gets her E evolve and can go invisible, it might be a bit difficult for Rakan to find angles. But with the flash charm from the Rakan ultimate, I think DTF are really they have a lot of options, a lot of go buttons, and a lot of ways to win this game.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. God Relentless saying DTF's draft wins. Els, I guess, also agreeing saying this draft diff is nuts from DTF. I'm gonna have to agree. I mean, with my boys, All Stars, the draft from Defend the Faith is so good. I mean, we just talked about the Rakan engage ability. Briar, we mentioned her briefly, but I mean, in a team fight setting, this draft is unbelievable. Corky package over the top, especially if you let him. If you don't try to punish this Corky and you let him get items, you've lost the game, right? In late game, Corky is one of the best champs you can have in the game. And Udyr is just going to be so tanky, going to be so fast, always switching between all those stances. And Smolder, of course, looking to do better than they used him last game. So as much as I want double these All Stars to win the game because that's what I picked, I'm with my boys. I do think the draft from Defend the Faith is just so much better. It's more well rounded, and I think it's gonna play out really nice on the Rift.
Yeah, now just to take a moment, I never thought we'd have the roles here reversed, where we're pointing out the strengths of our each other's picks, the picks that we did not select. But Double B's All Stars, like they do have one shining light in that Jax is such a strong champion into Briar that if I think Double B's All Stars can look to shut down that Briar early, and we did see just how proactive WWE's All Stars that Vi pick was, and how much they were able to put behind the brand there in the first game. And so I think if they look to do the same thing here, a Briar pick doesn't have as many outs as a brand. You know, she doesn't have the leisure of a 2600 cost item in Rylays, you know, to come back, you know, into the game. One of the core items being so cheap. So if they manage to put the Briar behind, you know, they have a chance just from that. But I do agree. I think Defend the Faith's draft is just nuts. It has such a strong team fight presence there, and it's not even that weak early. Even though they have a Corki and a Smolder, they still have that Udyr, who's such a strong early game champion.
Yeah, of course, Quirky and Smolder, such great scaling picks. I feel like the side of Defend the Faith said, you know, we kind of gave you a lead early and just absolutely blundered it in the game one. I feel like they're doing that off the rip in game two. They're saying, hey guys, we're gonna give it to them. They have to beat us early, just like God would let Chad. The only way DBS was if they win early. That's exactly. They're kind of giving they're giving them, hey, you guys can beat us early game, you go in. But if it's a sit around and do nothing, or maybe one or two kills here or one or two kills there, I don't think it's going to be enough for the side of All Stars to snowball enough, right? That's going to be what they need to do to snowball, and it's got to be enough to overcome the scaling of the side of DTF here. We are going to go on a break, a short little break here, and we'll come back, give you game two. I'm hoping my boys can pull it out. Game two of this series. Stick with us. welcome back to the game 2. We promised you we'd have it, and here we are. You know what? Everything I said was wrong. Feathers is rocking the Corporate Mundo skin. Everything I said was incorrect. They're going to win this game.
Yep, he's looking to make a statement after solo killing. Is that margarine? Margarine?
Margarine butter, baby.
Margarine butter, baby.
As smooth
Okay.
as butter.
Yep. So yeah, he's looking to really make a statement here, but
Oh, Feathers is taking a lot of damage.
he's Mundo. Mundo goes where he pleases.
That's right. Which I had always heard that, but I didn't realize that is the name of his passive. And then I finally saw that. I was like, it all makes sense now.
Yep. It used to. I don't know if that's the case after they reworked him, but it used to be one of his voice lines too.
Yeah, it is after the. Yep, it is. It is the name of his passive. Yep.
Yeah, because its name is passive. I don't think he says that anymore, but it used to be one of his voice lines. That's where it came from.
All right, as we see, both it is going to be a Jax jungle, as we mentioned. You know, could flex. Obviously, he's going jungle here in the game, but DTF does have a good ward there, so they will know he's being starting on this top, as well as DBAS has a red ward, so they will see him cross over to his chickens. Going to be so important in this top lane. You know, if he is a classic Figure player, is able to get, you know, such a strong laner, really can't do anything against.
Yeah, we do have. It sounds like Snail might have cut out there for a second, but we do just have. What I'm most interested here in seeing is Grant and Solomon are mirroring each other's pathings a little bit in that they both started topside, but Solomon is looking like he might be trying to do the exact same play that he made before, where he went red buff into Raptors, into Rom. And Snail, if you're back, just feel free to cut me off at any point.
Yeah, but having a little bit of technical difficulties with my mic, not sure what it is. I will try to get it worked out throughout the game. But yeah, I think you're exactly right. He to go basically what he did, but instead of going to the red buff, he's looking to gank this bottom lane as Hello and Captain25 have no idea. Rakan burned the W, not going to have that for the disengage as they have gone in. Nautilus hooks a big hook. Solomon Khan is able to get the stun on Hello. Is he going to get away? It's going to take one. And a beautiful first blood on the side of DBS All-Stars.
Yeah, that was a really nice adaptation, I thought. Solomon there initially looking like he might try to make that same play onto Grant and invade the red buff, but then he stuck around and yeah, Hello and Catman didn't respect the possibility of a Jax being there early, but we have Grant coming in for a counter gank.
Yeah, Eversick gets the dredge line on Catman25, but it's not going to do anything, and he's got to be careful because Grant is here, is going to pick on, has come back to the bottom lane where he got that first assist, and Grant's in trouble here. Grant looks like he's going to 3v2 on the side. Catman gets the battle dance in. Solomon Khan has gone down, and DTF's laners say, hey guys, we're here.
Yep, they are definitely DTF here to defend the faith. And you have Hello there, emoting just a little bit. A little bit of BM, a little bit of trash talk there. This game is a stark difference from the last one, starting off with such an advantage. A 1k gold lead at 4 minutes in for DTF, the team that we both kind of unanimously agreed that seems to outscale.
Catman25, shout out to him getting the Prestige Rakan skin. Just bought that one myself. Such a great skin. Was able to get it for left to shop, so all happy there. And yeah, I mean, anytime you give early kills, especially in bot lane to a scaling champion like Smolder, you're going to have a bad time, right? We see the Dark Seal on the Smolder. He said, hey guys, I got a couple kill. I'm going to look to snowball this game, even though I am the scaling option. So that is never good. And also he has that mobility, right? So not as kind of gank prone as this Hui would be. So I'm really looking for Hello to take over this game on Smolder.
Yep, and it looks like DTF are going to go for the Void Grubs, and unfortunately, oh, what some nice trading there, but unfortunately, DBS, Double B's All-Stars are not able to contest that right now with the different lane states of
Yeah,
everything.
so
So
that's Ed, Ed, and Eddie on the side of DTF. You know, we've talked about it in the last stream. You know, if you've watched any sort of high level League of Legends, you know just how important those Void Grubs are. If you're able to get 5 or 6 stacks on them, you do spawn the Void Mites when you attack a tower that does true damage past the shields. So it really does a great job of helping you take towers. Even if your champion is not historically a great tower taking champion, everyone is now.
yep, and that's I think really important for the Udyr here in the side lane. You know, champion that has typically and will most likely build tank here, unless he might be going for a Trinity Force. I'd be surprised, but I don't know, with that with the glowing moat, that might be going for a Sheen.
Yeah, might be looking to go to that Trinity Force. That, of course, is the more damage-oriented build rather than going the full tank. But you can see the power of Udyr here. As he takes 2 shower shots, and he still has no worries on putting pressure on this Mundo. I'll tell you what, I am happy to see cloth armor in the inventory of Eversick. We are going to see a tank Nautilus, which is huge.
Yeah, at the very least, all these All-Stars have that. But the Eversick is not going full AP Nautilus in the support role.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they've won the game with that, right?
Yeah, that is definitely a dub in their book. Even if their Nexus explodes, hey, at least Nautilus built, right?
All right, we do see the first dragon have spawned a few minutes ago. No one has really made a way down there. And I mean, Banana Man, take a look, gander your eyes, if you will, on the bottom right hand of the corner here to the vision. I mean, it's absolutely dominated by the side of All Stars. Even though they're down kills, they're looking to get good vision on this river. You know, they don't have Prio bot lane. They don't have Prio mid either. So maybe they can't get the dragon, but they're going to know if someone's taking it.
Right, and it looks like DTF just have not placed any wards down at all. Well, no, I take that back. So they have placed a couple wards here and there. You can see just based on how many ward stacks that they have in their inventory. But yeah, like you said, W's All-Stars, they are doing a great job of warding and really looking to prevent any further snowballing, I think, from Defend the Faith.
Briar is hovering here in mid lane. Hui gets some vision, so not going to be anything there. Margarine a few minutes ago was trying to proxy with his Udyr. Of course, that is what he wants to do. The very Udyr thing to do, get between those towers and proxy those waves. As Paradises takes a lot of poke here from pun intended, but it's got to be careful because Cabin's here on 25 on the Rakan is able to get the battle dance down and get the flash from pun intended. That's a huge cooldown for this immobile mage in the mid lane.
Yeah, pun intended playing really well. This lane is not fun for Corki at all, but I was really surprised that ultimate missed. Hui's ult does seem to be a really hard spell to land sometimes for no reason. It's deceptive. It has a deceptively small hitbox.
And Feathers did have to burn the ultimate, stonks going way up as he was trying not to die to Margarine. You know, every time we kind of pan to this top lane, it's Margarine pushing the wave in, getting really good poke on Feathers. Oh my god, Feathers gets one in the end. The tower shot does kill him, so Feathers punishes the absolute over-aggressiveness from Margarine here.
Yeah, really well played by Feathers.
He's gonna die. That's it. GG's. Grant says, you kill my top laner, I'll kill you back. As we do see, All-Stars was able to make good on all those wards they had, and was able to pick up the first dragon as their top laner died. But we do see the ultimate, the Abyssal Dive coming out from the Nautilus. Eversick hits the dredge line, is going to go all down on Hello. Can Hello get out? Gets away. Mommy's coming over the top. It does a lot of damage. They're looking to re-engage. Catman 25 is looking to get in there. Still has flash available. Can he do something? The flash battle dance does come through. Eversick needs to be careful. Hello's got a flash to dodge the not hook. Double B has the burn. Ultimate itself does get Hello in the end. And really great play from the side of All-Stars here in the bot lane as Recon goes in on Margarine in the river here, but he's got to be careful because he's definitely going to die. Who they're going to give it to? Grant gets the kill in the end, and they're looking to get another one. Pun intended doesn't have that flash. He burned it earlier. Corki package comes over the top, and it's huge in mid lane.
So much action happening everywhere on the map at the same time. They do not want you to breathe, Snail, it sounds like.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
but that was really, really close. I'm always shocked at just how much damage Smolders R does,
Oh my
especially
gosh. It turned the
the
fight.
level 1 ult. Yeah, it looked like it was going to turn the fight, but then Catman, he was still level 5. If
Oh.
he was level 6, I think the Catman and Hello might have actually won that.
Margarine
But
getting the stun here. Feathers did burn the ultimate.
oh,
Grant is
no.
they're looking for the dive, but it looks a little botched if I'm being honest. Feathers is looking to get back at Grant. Took 2 or 3 tower shots for absolutely nothing. He gets 1 kill. And if Margarine goes in there, surely Feather gets another. And so great. I mean, Feathers is really just sitting under his tower and collecting kills here from DTF.
Yeah, that was one of the most int moments I think I've ever seen from a Briar. Grant, like, he did go over the wall and he had a great idea there, I think, but the minion wave was right there
Oh.
that he ended up aggroing onto the minions and just sat there for a moment, realizing he can't control his champion because it's Briar, and just took a lot of damage for free. Like that, it ended up going down. Big shutdown to the Mundo.
Yeah, huge. Mundo, like I said, just collecting kills for absolutely free. Margarine getting a little over aggressive here, but kills going everywhere, kind of all around the rift here. So it's 6-4 here at 12 minutes. I mean, the slightest of gold leads in the side of DTF, but that's, like we said in the draft, they do have so much scaling on their side with the Corti, with the Smolder. So everything is kind of, you know, I think All-Stars really need to start ramping this game up, right? They got the Dragon. They're going to really need to rely on that Dragon stacking if they want to kind of do anything later in the game to these guys.
Yeah, and the dragon stacking was delayed a tiny bit.
Eversafe gets to the dredge line with half health. Oh, and he's going to want that one back. He burns the ultimate as well, only to go down in the end and gifts another one to Smolder. Kind of just an ego hook.
Yeah, it looked like maybe he had an angle there, but Kai'Sa wasn't able to follow up, and the massive damage and healing onto Smolder himself from Smolder's ultimate was enough deterrent, it looked like, to stop.
Yeah, Kazakh going back towards that tower. You know, Eversick just kind of said, hey, I can hook this hook. It doesn't mean you should hit it. So see him kind of pay for his hubris there down in the bot lane as we see DTF get, you know, for the second game in a row, get kind of an early game advantage here in bot. Just like I said, every time we pay the top lane, we see Margarine pushing this wave in, getting a really good poke on Feathers, even though he is down a kill. You know, pretty much dead even as far as, oh, we're going to try another. We're going to try it again. We're going to try it again, man.
This time there isn't the minion wave though for Briar to do it, but Mundo does get his recall off in time, so everything is okay. Oh, he's TPing back. Are we gonna have a...
Jax is looking to cover there, but we do get the TP from Feathers as well. And very intelligently, I think, DTF call it off, just disengage there in top lane.
Yeah, it was a nice hover, I think, by the Jax and the TP. Oh, we have some trading here in mid lane, though.
Yeah, pun intended, I think, is piloting this wave very well. He's up about 13, so he has about 2 waves worth. And the range, I mean, that's one of the reasons you pick away, right? I mean, that was off his screen. And he hit that recon there to give him a little shielding, not going to need it as is going to back. Does have TP to come back to lane if you would like to. The top laner is emoting and just trying to beat each other up as top laners do. Top lane is such a unique experience in League of Legends. You're out there by yourself. It's usually 2 bruisers. You're usually just punching each other, and then if one hits the ulti, flashes, it's gonna be a kill.
Yep, they're just having a grand old time, but we have an engage here on Dragon.
Cartman with an absolutely nasty quickness to start everything off. Emotes in the middle of the fight. Cartman, I saw that. You are a monster. Just pushes everyone off the dragon immediately. It looks like they're gonna get it basically for free, and oh, he was, I mean, you're styling on Rakan.
Yeah, things are starting to look a bit dire here for BB's All-Stars. They're starting to quickly lose control of the game. I think it was really vital that Defend the Faith were able to stop BB's All-Stars from the dragon stacking there by taking that Mountain Dragon.
Yeah, very good play from them. Kind of noticing that would be their win con throughout the game. Stopped it right there. But I mean, just like we said in the draft, the scaling on DTF is very good. If you give a scaling team early gold, I mean, it's double kills right now. They're at 4,000 gold. Banana Man, you gave them, you gave Corki and Smolder early gold. I mean, Corki's on two kills now. As we see the Eclipse come in from him. Smolder's on 3 kills, has the Essence over there, as well as a couple stacks there on the you know what it's called. I can't think of the name right now. Dark Seal. There it is. So, I mean, the gold says 4,000, but I feel like it's much more than that when you take into account the composition of these two teams.
Yeah, and just as a quick update for the Smolder stacks right now, he did hit the 126, so he is stacking a little bit better than I think Pun Inted did last game, which is I think also really big because if he can get that Elder Burn kind of from his Q, then that'll be a huge break point, and I think they'll be able to just blow the game wide open.
Yeah, and we do see both top laners building full tank here as we see the Frost Gauntlet come out for the Udyr and the Sunfire come out. Mundo, pretty expected builds there. As we see the Rift Herald go down on the side of Grant. You know, good to make on him to getting these early objectives as we have a little open. Briar hit the ulti on Eversick. Here it comes. The Corki goes over the top. It does get interrupted. Grant needs to be in trouble here. Briar's not going to heal that much. You're just giving kills away over at this point. Corki does end up killing the Nautilus, and they're both at about half health. And Paradise is coming, and the Charm comes in. The quickness, the battle this comes in from Rakan. I told you he was going to be a playmaker in this game, and there he is. Double kill for Corki, triple kill for Corki in the bot lane.
Corki's damage will never cease to amaze me. I see God Relentless. Wait, why does Corki have Eclipse? It's actually one of the best items for Corki right now. I'm a little surprised that he went for Eclipse before finishing his Manamune, but it looks like it's working out. There's so much... It deals so much damage, and he has so much AoE, and you really saw that come to light.
Oh, Paradise is here. He's 5-0 on the Corki at 18 minutes, and that's a nightmare for the side of All-Stars. They're gonna have a lot of trouble pinning him down in a team fight. They really need to kill him and get this bounty off of his head. As Margin is just going. I mean, the Udyr he's so strong right now. I mean, you can see him just 1v1 Jax here. It's gonna be a 2v1, but he's probably gonna get away. Udyr should be permanent in any competitive setting. As Eversick is here as well, but he's going to get away. That's him.
Ooh, that was some really nice movement there, juking out Eversick's hook. Minioned one, and up there, he's turning back on him now.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. And Rakan's there. Battle Dance comes in. Rakan is going to have the quickness in a few seconds. They need to survive until then, but they may have gotten too big for their britches as they're both probably going to die trying to get out. Feathers does pick up a kill, but he's looking for more. The Dredge line is going to miss as more tries to get away. Feathers has to pop the ultimate. Also, Stonks going way up. Solomon Khan does pop the ulti, but the Briar ulti's coming in right after him. Feathers does get stunned by Grant, but he's trying to get out of there as Wei is poking over the top. Margarine is coming though, even though he barely has any health. The Smolder ultimate coming over the top. Solomon Khan's looking for another stun. Not going to find it. Feathers is probably going to go down here. Go over Grant on this jungler. Solomon Khan just tries to go back in, but he should not have done that. He goes down as it's a 3-0 on the side of DTF.
Yeah, things started to look good for WB's All-Stars there, but the Corki showed up and the tables just completely turned.
Absolutely.
They're just so far ahead at this point. It's a 6,000 gold lead at 20 minutes in.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's starting to look like maybe my predictions will come true this time.
It hurts my heart. I'm gonna be my boys let me down. I'm gonna have the team talk after this. As we see Brian going for the second dragon of the game here. Rift Herald, who's gonna be the driver? Hello's gonna hop in the Rift Herald. Look at all those Void Mites. That's what you really want. They have all 6 of them. They are able to kill them, but before, you know, that's gonna do some real damage later on in the game. Solomon Khan looking maybe caught out as Battle Dance comes in. Is going to go down. Briar comes in, but she may have gone under the tower too far. She's going to try to get away, but they have numbers here as Grant does end up going down. The quickness is popped. Can anyone follow up on Catman 25's engage? No one is going to be able to as Hui's trying to get some poke over the wall, and that's going to be it. It's a 2-for-1 on the side of DTF, and they just keep winning these.
Yeah, it looked like they might have started to overforce just a little bit, but they did have the damage follow-up from Paradisus from Hello on the Smolder there. Smolder really starting to come online. Buying a Medjai's.
Oh my gosh.
That is ballsy.
It really is. I mean, it's they're memeing. I mean, we saw the Rakan emote in the middle of a dragon fight earlier. I mean, DTF are feeling themselves. The Discord trash talk is going to be huge after this game. It's going to be massive. I just want to, I mean, we haven't talked about it. We talked about it a little bit last game. We talked about it. Actually, we talked about it a while last game with the Blitzcrank. And we haven't really touched on it yet. But Catman 25 is silently carrying this entire series on the weight of his shoulders. I mean, Corki is 7-0-1, but the Rakan, I mean, he has had some unbelievable engages. He's really making the difference, I think, in this whole series.
Yeah, this is definitely the player to watch, I think, going forward here for them. Just how impactful he was last game on the Braum to stop, engages, to stop high points of damage for Double V's All-Stars. And this game, you can just see such beautiful engages, just so well executed, that really seemed to take Double V's All-Stars kind of by surprise.
Yeah, Rakan always such a great pick in a competitive setting. He might not be the meta champion at the time, at whatever time, but he's always going to be viable. You're always going to be able to pick Rakan, and you're not throwing the game. He has some great stuff. As we see Marjorie just casually 1v2ing the jungler and top laner for the other team, and he doesn't even care. Briar comes in. They've got help, though. Feathers looks like he's in trouble as Hello is trying to get some poke over the wall, comes to the top, gets the ulti down. Feathers is going to go down to Grant, picks up her 5th kill of the game with the Sundered Sky, and they just really have to, I mean, they don't have, Banana Man, they don't have anything.
Yeah, it looks like the gas is starting to run out there on Double V's All-Stars. They're getting picked out in their own jungle. I don't see too many angles for them to come back into this game with the hole that they've found themselves in after those early game plays that looked so promising but turned south so fast.
Yeah, if this was game 1, you say to the team, okay, guys, we lost this one. Let's chalk it up to, let's figure it out next game. But this is the second game, right? This is the series. If you lose this, the night's over. As we see a dredge line come in, it's going to be engaged, and Solomon Khan is going to follow it, and we have stuff going on everywhere. Huawei ends up getting a kill on Catman 25 as Paradisus is trying to get some poke on this Corki, but they have to be careful here because they're the only 2 here, but they don't care. It's 2v4. Look at them, just standing in front of the tower. How disrespectful. It's literally 2v4. And they might pay for it now. There you go. Solomon Khan does end up shutting down the Corpi, but the Briar ultimate comes in. She's going to have huge healing. Grant has on 5 kills, gets the kill on Jax, and they have to retreat underneath their own tower. Have they gone too far again? Feathers looks to turn, but it doesn't have much help and needs to be careful. Goes in. Double B goes in. They do end up getting a kill on the jungler. Grant doesn't end up going down. Marjorie is here by himself. He's literally 1v3ing the team. Udyr is unbelievable. He should always be permabanned.
Yeah, this champ is just disgusting. But that was a really great punish, I think, by Double V's All-Stars there. Getting some nice shutdowns on the Corki, on the Rakan, I think, and the Smolder as well. So some looks like Defend the Faith got a little too overeager there to extend their lead and ended up going down. Gold lead drops from approximately 9,000, I think it was before, to only 7,000. So maybe there's a chance for them to come back.
Only 7,000 gold, he says. Yeah, I would have to agree. All-Stars, really great punish from him as a kind of a botch play. They thought they were more ahead than they were. No matter how much gold you're ahead, you can't dive in like that and expect to just hands diff the other team. This is a competitive setting. Smartest 2 says Draft League is all sorts of different ranks. That is correct. These teams are about, I would say probably mid Emerald to kind of low Diamond is the kind of range of these 2 teams. As Solomon Charm tries to steal a Baron, doesn't end up getting it. As we see the execute threshold does come on Smolder, he's getting huge damage down, and it's going to be a 1-0. The jungler is down, and it's definitely going to be more. The ultimate comes out. Is it going to land on Hwei? It's going to miss Hwei, but this siege is going to be massive.
Yeah, and Quirky at this point in the game is just such an impossible champion to deal with. He's level 15, coming up on level 16. He has a Baron buff. His rockets are going to be dealing so much damage. They did patch out the Malignance and Eclipse interactions there, but 2 rockets can still proc Eclipse. So even though the Malignance and Eclipse do not they don't have the same interaction that they did before that made Corki, I think, overpowered. I think this is still probably the best build for Corki, because I can't imagine what else he would build. It gives him... Corki right now is such... he's balanced really around his ultimate.
Yeah, such a power pick here in pro play in all competitive settings. A very good pick. He's got 8 kills, even though he is down about 20 CS to the Hwei. He's not going to really care about that. His team have the Baron buff. They have 3 dragons. Surely they're going to be looking to get this this next dragon that's going to be coming up. Surely they're going to be looking to collect that and get the Dragon Soul here, as they are firmly in the driver's seat. Catman goes in with the battle dance. He might be in trouble as the ultimate goes down. He is able to get away though. Eversake tries to land the Dreadlock. He is going to get one on court. He's going to pay for it with his life as Hello gets an ultimate over the top on this Smolder, who's doing huge damage. Point. The Briar ultimate is going to come through double B. It has to flash it. The Captain 25 has come up with the quickness in the battle dance, and this is a huge engagement on. He is going to end up going down, but his team is going to follow up, and it's going to be massive. But Solomon Khan says, no, not yet. You might be ahead, but you haven't won the game yet. Oh my gosh. And these 2 teams are relentless.
Yeah, as soon as it looks like Defend the Faith are about to just blow the game open, you know, maybe even end the game here, take an inhib, take a huge fight, you see WB's All-Stars strike back, and they did lose an inhib, but they did manage to take down 2 members already.
Yeah, so huge. I mean, they're trying to... They're doing their best to fight back. I don't think it's going to be enough, as the gold lead is 10,000 now. We saw it was 7 a little bit ago. Kaiser's just trying to get some poke on the Corki. Not going to happen. He's going to be able to back. I mean, at this point, if you're on the side of All-Stars, these objectives fights are so daunting. I mean, if you're trying to get Baron, you're trying to contest this Dragon Soul, it's going to be very hard, because you have the Rakan engage, which he's been on point with all game. Have a couple been overzealous? Sure. But when he's been called upon, the engages are excellent. This Corki has 8 kills. Smolder has 7 kills. He's stacking like a monster. It's going to be very hard to do anything if you're Stars.
Yeah, Smolder is coming up to almost 10 stacks a minute here, right about at the, I believe about 280 now. And you have Corki with the package. That this is, I don't know, this is going to be a tough fight to take, a tough defense to pull off here by WB's All-Stars.
Yeah, we do have the Dragon coming up in 2 minutes, Baron coming up in 2.5. So they're looking to just get these waves shoved in. We do see the supers in mid, so they're just looking to get these waves shoved in. Not trying to end the game yet, unless they get a pick or 2. Then they surely will probably be able to. As you can see, All Stars are looking to just get some sort of counter engage. As Marjorie is probably going to take this top inhibitor, they're looking to get these waves shoved in and then rotate to one to probably game into the and Eversake hits a dredge line, and pays for it dearly. Just like we said earlier, Eversake, just because you can hit up does not mean you should.
Yeah, if he was a Blitzcrank there, maybe he could have gotten something done, because he would have pulled him all the way to tower instead of only going about halfway.
Paradisets gets too big for his britches on this Corki. He ends up going down. Hello does get another kill. Is on a rampage, but gives one to Hwei as the Briar comes in. And she gets a kill on Hwei, but Mundo is there. She's got to be careful. She's probably going to go down here. Solomon Khan is trying to get something done, but is getting chased by Margarine. And look at this. Margarine is under the tower, 2v1ing. Hello, sure, Hello is getting some poke over the top and is able to get that kill, which brings him to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kills. Oh my, this is probably the game.
Yeah, Jax might be able to do something, but there is an Udyr there, able to just sit in front and
Look at that. Look at he's taking tower shots from 2 towers, and he's about to kill Solomon Khan. Look at Udyr. Oh my!
wow.
And he has Hello just poking from the back. It's unbelievable. This is probably going to be the game, as they just have double B, and if he steps at all, he's going to get killed. So really, I mean, masterclass from DTF here, and playing really great comp. As we said, it kind of a draft diff from the beginning. DTF is going to take it game 2.
Yeah, well played by DTF. They got an early lead and they did not take their foot off the pedal. They just ran away with the game, did not stop, and took home the series 2-0.
2-0, and I don't even have to race anything. Banana Man, as you can see here on my sheet of paper, remains the same. I mean, the bot gap was massive, right? Both games didn't have to do them like that.
Yeah, poor guy.
Really, they were down in the first game, right? DTF was down, ended up coming back. I mean, they weren't down massively, but the jungler got killed early, messed up his clear, whatever. So was able to get some kills later in the game, able to come back, get the first game. They were feeling themselves. And the second game, it was never close.
Yeah, they got that lead, they ran away with it, and I'd almost be more inclined, although I do think it was a bot gap, I'd almost be more inclined to change that to support gap because Cartman played such a beautiful game. Such a beautiful series, both games 1 and 2. He was really on point in the second game with his recon engages, even if some of them might have been a little too overzealous and did net with a lot more casualties than initially planned. And the Braum disengages that he had in game 1 were just on point, I thought.
Dunk Master saying it's always jungle diff no matter what. That's the classic. The classic jungle diff. You lose a solo bolo in top lane. Classic jungle diff. Where were you? But yeah, really great game from DTF. As we mentioned earlier, both of these teams won their week 1 games. So DTF defended the faith. They did the thing. They lived up to their name. All stars were looking like second, third stringers. They didn't even make it the team. They're walk-ons. They're not all stars at this point. They do go to 1-1, as we see DTF go to 2-0 undefeated so far through 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to keep up their win streak here. So going forward, but yeah, it's unfortunate I think for Dolby's All Stars, but they still had I think a really great showing game 1. They could have taken that game home. Just a couple blunders there in towards the mid to late game, uh, and they ended up losing it because of that.
All right, before we leave you guys, we got to do it. MVP of the series. I'm torn, but I got to give it to Catman25 on the support role. Like we said, smurfed both games, really was the facilitator, made everything happen, carried the game.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a better player you could have given it to. He was such a crucial component to them coming back in game 1 and then establishing a lead so early in game 2 here. Catman25. But also, I think Many Ace, I think you bring up a good point. Snail casting MVP of the series.
I couldn't do without my trusty co-anchor and a man that is going to be us for Risen Draft League Week 2. Join us next week as we have Big Stevie and Milkshake going to cast that game for you. That's going to be it for us. We appreciate you joining with us, and we'll see you next.